But let's look at what Jesus had to say. Now my heart is troubled. And what shall I say? Father, save me from this hour? No, it was for this very hour I came. Jesus, like many of us today, was dealing with a lot of inner turmoil in order to prove his submission to the Father. What we can do now, because everything Jesus did and everything that he said applies to us, is we can confess to the Father that our hearts are troubled, but also to recognize that it was for this very hour that he birthed us into the earth. I don't know how to say this, but in spite of all the things that are coming, we must trust that we have been totally, completely prepared and made ready in every area of body, soul, and spirit in order to manifest the power of heaven at a time when the earth is in dire situations. We want to pray for God to release us from this hour, but Jesus did not pray that way. In fact, for the joy set before him, he was able because he knew the purpose for which he had come. Jesus knew the purpose for which he had come, and we also must know the purpose for which we have come, which is to stand as instruments of light when everything around us gets very, very dark. Christ is pointing to the disciples the principle of death to self-life, and he uses his own life as an example. We titled last week's thing, Living in Crisis to the Finish. The finish is the life of flesh being superseded by the life that comes from God. The finish, as we take communion tonight, which is the source of the restoration of our immortality, we purposefully will extract ourselves from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil and engraft ourselves into the tree of life. I love that because even in his instruction to me concerning why many are dead and many are sick, because they have not rightly discerned the principle of taking communion, not in the earth realm, not in the temporal realm, but taking it behind the veil from the eternal realm, which is the way back to discovering and reinitiating our immortality. As we extract ourselves from the tree of knowledge, our sights are not set on good and evil. This is a principle that I feel like we have to really nail down inside of ourselves, that our sights are not going to be set on good and evil. They become fixated on the light, which is represented by the tree of life, and not the darkness that surrounds us. There is a lot of darkness coming. If we keep our eyes on the darkness, we're going to sink in the middle of it in the same way as Peter sunk in the ocean when he took his eyes off of Jesus. If we keep our eyes fixed on him and don't look to the darkness, but keep our eyes fixed on the light, that's the important thing. By the way, the tree of life has fruit that is eternal. The fruit in that tree is everlasting and not subject to coming and going with the seasons. Right now, we're in the transition period from one season into another season. Even when Jesus cursed the fig tree, it was not the season for that tree to actually be manifesting fruit. But in the tree of life, there is no time or season. It is fruitful always, and it has fruited of all time. As we engraft ourselves into the tree of life, that means we're going to be fruitful at all times and in all seasons. Whether there is darkness or light in the earth does not affect anyone whose life is totally engrafted into the tree of life, because their focus is, like Jesus, only on fulfilling divine design, not on preserving our own comfort zones. This is very important because, like him, we would want to say, Lord, if it be possible, let this hour pass from me. Not recognizing that it was for this very hour that we were born into the earth. Living from within the tree of life means living in a perfect balance with every realm and dimension. Remember when I talked to you about the realms and dimensions of the kingdom, that there are many different dimensions, there are many different realms, that there are 360 different dimensions in every level of heaven, There are 360 different realms rotating counterclockwise inside of the 360 clockwise rotating dimensions in every arena of heaven. We have to keep our eyes fixed on the multifaceted and multidimensional characters of Jesus. He is so multidimensional, so multi-frequency, so oh my gosh, multi everything. During this coming age, one of the things that the Lord has quickened through the voice of the prophets is that this is the age where we're going to see the complete unfolding and realization of Isaiah's scroll. This is important for us too. Isaiah 9:2, the people that walked in darkness have seen a great light. They that dwell in the land of the shadow of death, upon them hath this light shined. 3, you have multiplied this nation and not increased the joy. They joy before thee according to the joy in the harvest time, and his men rejoice when they divide the spoil. Jesus told his own disciples, say not yet 4 months to the harvest, for I tell you that the harvest is here right now. When we begin to see the harvest, it'll fill us with such magnificent joy that joy will be unspeakable and full of glory, because we're going to see what billions have desired to see and not seen. And we're going to hear what billions who went before us have desired to hear and not heard in this realm. Isaiah 9:4, for you have broken the yoke of his burden and the staff of his shoulder, the rod of the oppressor, as in the day of Midian. It'll be during this time upcoming that Isaiah 60 is going to manifest. And those who have come into union with the divine nature will arise and shine, even though darkness covers the earth. Everywhere I go, people want arise, shine. Arise, shine, for the light has come, and the glory of the Lord has risen upon you. Though darkness cover the earth, and gross darkness the hearts of all people, yet my light shall be seen upon you, and the kings of the earth and the unbelievers will be gathered together and converted unto me, because my light shall be seen. This is a seeable, tangible, touchable, recognizable light of God that is going to be visibly manifested in us as we become transfigured. This time is about this far away. The problem is most people don't realize that the hour that we rise and shine is when the whole earth is covered with darkness, and the hearts of all men with gross, despicable darkness. This is the hour that God has been preparing us for our whole lives. We have to know it, and we have to plug into that knowledge. Otherwise, we're going to be extremely stressed out when things begin to break forth in the earth.
Hi, I'm Nancy. I just want to thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed what you heard, like and subscribe our YouTube channel. And if you're interested in lengthy, deeper teachings concerning the mysteries of God, contact us at sons.global and partner with us as we become co-workers and co-creators together with God for the establishment of his kingdom and his righteousness in all the earth.